I made the £4,600 LV Petite Malle bag for £100. Let me tell you how. But before we get going, I have a small little confession to make. I lied. Hold on. I did make the bag. I just failed the first time. So I thought I'd treat this first episode as more of a post-mortem episode, so I can document my successes and my failures. But enough about the bag. My name is Joel, and welcome to Anyways, what we're trying to make is this beauty right here, and we're trying to turn it into this bad boy right here. As you can see, like I said, I have actually completed it. It just took a few attempts. But you might be wondering, why am I doing this bag? I wanted a nice statement piece. I've gotten a bunch of new outfits recently, and I wanted a nice bag to match with it essentially. And honestly, because I can, I've got the skills. But jokes aside, and I thought, why not just post it to YouTube essentially? But I think in total, what we're trying to make is 5 different bags. Pastel one, an emerald green one, an emerald greeny purple Burberry style bag, a triangular one, and a nice mustard one. I got a really nice top from Next. I wanted the bag to go with it. And trying to find a good mustard bag is kind of hard. But yeah, that's essentially what we're trying to do. But yeah, like I said, this first episode is more of a post-mortem episode. This video needed to come out long ago. So half the footage that I have is old, but we'll talk through it, show you my mistakes, my successes, and by the time the next part comes out, I'll show you the full version, the neater version of how I made this bag. But anyway, let's get started. Essentially, what I want to try and make is this bag. You say I want to try and make, I've already made it. This is based on the LV Petite Malle bag. So for this episode 1, the aim, episode 1 part 1, the aim is to essentially show you how I made this bag. Obviously, from here, it doesn't look too bad. Pretty good, pretty solid build, pretty good construction. But if I zoom in and come up with focus, I've used different screws here, I've used different screws there because I've lost the screws. This works kind of okay, but there's not really a snap action to it. I've lined the inside with felt, which somehow actually went surprisingly well. At the bottom you can see I've drilled many holes. That did not go well, to be perfectly honest. And that's just Okay, let's pause for a second. I clearly had way too much to talk about, but let's speed this up a little bit. Right about now. Okay, looking good. Let's play about right here. This is my prototype. We made this, 5 times at this point. Because we went from the 3mm, then I had to take stuff apart, then we went to the 6mm, then, 6mm is good, like you can throw this on the wall. I'll show you in the next 2 parts. I'll actually show you me throw this against the wall essentially. But as a first project, I am actually very happy with it. It's actually gone surprisingly well. I am going to destroy it as much as I would like to keep it. As you'll see in one of the later parts, as you'll see later on in this video, I actually messed up the leather for the oven I'm going to make for my friend, and the deadline's actually tomorrow. So I need to actually hurry up, get that sorted. But surprisingly, the lines that I cut in here and everything like that straight cuts was surprisingly straight. I don't know how I did so well on the practice run and then failed the actual run. Welcome to Joel's Doodles, the part of the show where I draw what happens next. Let's make a box. First, you'll need 5 planks of wood. 10 in total, because we're making a box. We need 2 halves. Let's start with the first half. Next, chop up your wood into just a box shape. I don't know what to tell you, it's as simple as that. But before we do, let us sand it. It is very important to sand our edges. And we should be left with something wonderful as... Okay, you know what? Let's run it back. 5 planks of wood. Nice. Start chopping it up. Wonderful. And sand it. And the wonderful final result should be...
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. Get your ass.
Anyways, I got sick and tired, so I hopped in my Ferrari and went to my local hackspace. Why? Because they have a nifty piece of technology called a laser cutter that allowed me to cut the 2 halves of the box quite cleanly, as well as using figure joints. So I came up with this wonderful result right here. So here I'm using a laser cutter, cutting the front, left, right, and back panel, which allows me to actually stick it all together. And then here I'm actually using the back panel essentially. Realistically speaking, use Gorilla wood glue, that works really well, and clamp it down. 24 hours minimum, please. Because I was using 4mm birch plywood, I actually ordered a 1.5mm drill bit, which allowed me to drill in the holes, because even after you glue all of this, you still need some screws. I think I used M4, 10mm screws, but I need to double check that as well. And it is very, very important that you actually screw it in after it is fully dried. Now, what I did here is I got some dot canvas and got some tacky glue from Hobbycraft. It is very important that when you stick it to this and it acts as a fabric hinge, you let it dry. 24 hours at a minimum. So the first thing I did here was actually line up my template. But just to be safe, I thought, let me test it out on some fake leather, just so I won't make any mistakes. Time for mistake number 1, using the wrong knife. Here I used a craft knife, although it does work in a lot of leather cases. What I actually needed was a utility knife, because of the style of leather I'm using and how thick it can be. Now, the important part here was just to double check that it would actually all line up. Although I won't be using this piece of fake leather, I still needed to check that I would get the size and it would actually line up. As you can see, I've already stuck the hinge on and it's fully dried. I just had to check that every piece would actually line up and fit on the actual box. Why? Because I've made mistakes before, hence I thought let me practice again with some scrap leather. Now, to test on the actual thing, and guess what? Time for mistake number 2. Still again, using the wrong craft knife, but the other thing I've done wrong here is I didn't stick down my template, essentially, which I really needed to do. As you can see there, it just moved there, but somehow I got lucky. I don't know how I was able to do this steadily. I'm just trying to use as much force. But the third mistake, doing all of this on real leather, the expensive stuff. What you witnessed before was, well, not my fake leather, but it was printed leather that I got. Now looking at this, they say hindsight is 2020, and I'm seeing all of the mistakes. And finally, ding, 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 mistake number 4, where I suggest using leather glue, even though only part of this is leather. I shouldn't have used leather glue, but I think because I used it on the last project and it went so well, I assumed, hey, it will work on here. But if you are using leather glue and it can potentially work, what you do is you want to get it all around the back and you want to spread it evenly. That is important. Even with my other solution, not spreading it evenly, make bumps show up. You don't want that essentially. So get it all around, spread it evenly. That is the key. That is actually important. Now, here's where you have to line up. Thankfully, because of the type of glue that I'm using, I don't have to worry about it instantly sticking to the back of my canvas/leather. because I've got time to actually adjust it, which is important. Now here I thought, oh, I'm smart. Let me roll it out. Let me use a roller. The roller does actually help, but in this case, it generally didn't. Now to actually work on the inside lining. Now for this, I did still use fake leather and I made a trapezoid shape. As you can see, just printed it out. Nothing too complicated, nothing too simple. And that's gonna act as the hinge to make sure that the bag doesn't fully open and fully close. That is what we'll end up doing. And here I'm just doing the inside panel as well, which will sit on the inside of the actual box. And we're essentially gonna sew these two together. Okay, so bam, bam. So 2 to 3 mistakes. 1, I used the wrong type of glue. I used leather glue. I meant to use contact adhesive. What you actually want to use, well, there's many stronger glues, but the one I'm going to do, and video wasn't too bad because I can actually fix it and add some more. You want to use Gorilla Glue contact adhesive as a bare minimum, because that will actually bond the two materials together. But yeah, no Gorilla Glue, sorry. No, it's never glue, we don't want to use that. But as soon as I messed this up, like I said, the lines aren't straight, it's messed up, yada yada yada. What I'm actually gonna do is, I'm gonna take my baby right here, tear it apart, because I want to remake it anyway. And I don't paint me, I'd rather have a nicer one ready and done for my friend. So, let's rip this apart. Fun fact, I just returned my old prototype bag for no reason. Long story short, as I started cutting, I got it there, I was like, maybe I could fix this. And I was like, maybe I really could fix this. And then I realized, okay, the upper parts I really don't like. What I could do is just literally cut them off, because I've still got plenty of leather left. I should be cut the frame, we should be able to cut a piece and attach it, since a lot of this will be covered by the corner protectors anyway. So yeah, this was a whole load of time for nothing, but it was a good learning experience. And you guys can watch me fix my mistake, which I already made that mistake before, so I thought this time at the very least I'd make less mistakes. But yeah, not very doable. So I'm just gonna attach this now, using this, let it dry, probably come back in like 30 minutes, and I start wrapping around, just because I want it to be dry and ready for tomorrow. Oh my word, this whole time I've not been recording. No! Oh my gosh, I've not been recording this whole time. Oh no! Okay, let me just give a quick overview. Long story short, this is going to be an inside. I'm also making a pocket for it. I'm going to sew it together. Invest in some baking paper because you want to line the inside. Why? Because we're going to use a spray. Spray there, stick it there. Then we're going to do the insides, stick it there, then this side, stick it there. But if we don't use any sort of baking paper and sort of protection, it will go all over and that becomes sticky and tacky, which isn't good, because you want it only to be done when you are ready. So we're going to go here, then the back, here, and then inside. That's the logic. And with these, we'll sew them together. Shouldn't take too long, maybe 5-10 minutes tops. My sewing skills are questionable, but they're going pretty decent actually. My friend's mom gave me some lessons, which is very, very useful. Shout out Irene's mom. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick that together to the box and get back to you. And like I said, obviously we're still missing the piece there, but we'll stick something on there afterwards, after we have everything stuck together. So, that was the first episode, essentially. How did it go? Yeah. But, as you can see, I made too many mistakes. 2 2s now. So, first mistake, using this. This is actually very good. I did use this with my original black and purple bag, but for a reason, I think the one I had, I kept it open, I didn't clean the nozzle, and I ended up messing a few things. So, I got a new one, but As you can see in episode 2, I found a much better and stronger solution. Next part, this bad boy. I did manage to wrap it around, but as you can see, it's coming off. The contact adhesive that I used was pretty good, but once again, in the next episode, I'll show you a much better, much more reliant one, because that's why I used to wrap it actually around and to kind of stick it more. But as I was wrapping around with that spray, part of it was coming off because I hadn't stuck this together properly, and even now I can easily rip it apart. But short version, we learned a lot of things, made a lot of mistakes, but the reason I'm keeping this is because it helped me improve the other bags that I've been making. So this actually went very, very well because I remade it successfully and I made the green version of it. So the next mistake, I used a craft knife. Came with the leather cotton kit that I had. Went well for the first bag, went terrible for every other bag. But did more research because one of my digital teachers gave me a leather crafting book, and I discovered in that book, even though it's all in Chinese, using these craft knives. I think I got 9 and an 18mm one. I'll have to double check. Yeah, and I'll put that in the description as well. And that works very well. So what I ended up doing is using this, scratching the outside, using this as well as this, and actually sticking down my leather, my template to my leather. Even if you do it with paper, stick it down for the love of all that is holy. Gosh, which is weird because I did that on the first project, but for some reason I got too big for my boots and decided to not use something I've used before. It's dumb. But stick down your piece of paper, stick down your template wherever you're drawing, and cut with these big knives. I'd say use the big knife initially, and for some of the corners and smaller cuts, use a smaller version. I think I got this one from Tool Station, but you can get it from anywhere essentially. And then the second thing, using leather glue. I know that's not leather, but because it worked so well on my first one, somehow, maybe I got really lucky, it ended up working. Regardless, don't use leather glue. Well, the perfect solution for everything that I used was Evil Stick, multi-purpose impact contact adhesive. I found it on Reddit. I was having a problem just on Reddit, and somebody was like, use this, it never fails. Reddit guy, thank you, you're 100% correct. If I find it, I'll put it on this video. Anyway, this has been Joel. I'm Joel if you haven't guessed so already. And this has been Joel Does a Thing.